Hey folks, man, this is Monk, and we are back with another episode of From the Canopy Film Show. And I'm joined as always with my co-host. We got Cornelius, aka Evil Corny.
Hey, what's up?
I don't know how you feeling, man, but I'm kind of excited considering yesterday's news, man. So I guess we could start the show with that, folks. And we had a big announcement. People have been waiting to see what was going on at DC ever since James Gunn and Peter Safran took over DC's film and TV series division. So they're going to be steering the ship there. And yesterday, James Gunn posted a video on his all of his social medias pretty much laying out the plan for the next 8 to 10 years at DC. And this is not the full plan. This is just the beginning of the plan. This is the stuff that they had, I guess, in concrete so far that they're going to, put out. And I guess we could start by saying that this thing is going to be called Gods and Monsters, this series of programming that they got on the way. These are the projects that he confirmed. One is going to be called Creature Commandos, which is going to be an animated TV series. He also said that these characters will be jumping in and out of animation and TV, and the programs that are associated with this phase, they're going to be voiced by the same people that play them in the film and the TV shows. So that shows a commitment to having this whole thing connected in a way that, Marvel has been, trying to do over the last few years. We also got an announcement of a show Waller, which will be a live action series. And it's going to be a spinoff of Peacemaker. And it's going to star Viola Davis, as Waller. So hopefully we get some background on Waller. I don't know much about her. I never really read the comics like that. So I would like to know more about the character Waller. We also got announced the big thing right here, Superman Legacy. And this is going to be the Superman feature film. And this is going to be the official introduction of Superman into this James Gunn and Peter Safran era. No director has been attached yet, but I guess we'll find out on the way. He said he's about halfway through writing this. We also got announced Lanterns, which is going to be an HBO Max live action series, and it's going to be about Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and it plays a really big role in the main story that we are telling across our film and television, according to James Gunn. So this is kind of cool. We also get a series called The Authority, which will be a feature film, and I guess this is coming out of the Wildstorm division.
Yeah, I think they're in the same universe right now, but it just mentioning them is going to be interesting. That's kind of setting some ground between, because they're completely different than anything Superman would do. Mm-hmm. And if they're in the same world, I think that this is going to be a clash. Yeah,
but it's also cool to see them bringing other characters into this stuff that we haven't seen before, man, because they've got a lot of characters, man, and it's just been, Justice League so far, with all these years. So we've got Paradise Lost, which is going to be an HBO Max live action series, and he says this is going to be a Games of Thrones-ish story about Themyscira, the home of the Amazons and the birthplace of Wonder Woman. This drama is really about the political intrigue behind the Society of All Women and how did that come about, said Safran. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So maybe we might get, it says this series takes place before the birth of Wonder Woman, but this might be a way to introduce Wonder Woman into this phase, because one thing absent from this total announcement was Wonder Woman. Maybe they just haven't worked out those details yet. We also got announced Batman feature film, Batman the Brave and the Bold, and this will be their version of Batman outside of what Matt Reeves has already created. And also want to point out that they say Matt Reeves, Batman, and the Joker film, and possibly some other things that aren't, including into this, will be labeled with the Elsewhere tag to separate them from the greater continuity of programming that they're trying to achieve. So that's kind of interesting too, that they're giving Matt Reeves and other people, a chance to do stuff on their own and play around with this stuff.
One thing about it is, like, I always just wanted them to establish their main world before you start doing any of this, like the Joker film or anything else. But I think this is a real good idea.
That's cool. But also I think that probably might have been a financial decision, because Batman, the Batman, that was pretty dang successful for them, and the Joker made $1 billion, so I don't think they want to just throw those away. Especially, showing how people were hungry for those projects. But they also announced Booster Gold, which will be an HBO Max TV series, and it's about a loser from the future who uses future technology to come back to today and pretend to be a superhero. The series is depicting imposter syndrome as a superhero. That's what Gunn describes it as. We also got announced Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and that's going to be a feature film based on Tom King's comic book series from 2022. So this actually looks really good. Was Tom King the one that did All-Star Superman?
No, that was I want to say that was Grant Morrison.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was.
I think it's the same artist. I think it's the same artist. When I saw the visual, it might be the same artist. I'm not sure who drew that.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Is it Frank Wiley on there? You see anything like that on the cover?
It's not showing any name.
Okay.
I think this last one, I'm really excited for, and it's going to be Swamp Thing. So we're getting a Swamp Thing feature film, and it will investigate the dark origins of the creature, tonally different from Superman and Batman and Robin. So I guess that's pretty interesting that they're going to bring this back. And I always loved the Swamp Thing character, especially was that Alan Moore did that run?
That's who kind of blew that character up.
Yeah, that was some really cool stuff that he was doing there. So I think that's it, man. That's the last one.
Overall, I cannot wait to see any of this. I'm glad that DC has a plan, an actual plan now. I don't really know what I want to see first, but I can't wait to see the Superman. And James Gunn stripped in this is, I think it's going to probably have a lot of heart to it. We'll probably have like Superman kind of like he was meant to be, kind of like, a lighter story. All the Marvel stuff has been somewhat like lightly told stories, but like I love Man of Steel, but that film didn't need to be as dark as it was, in tone or anything. I don't know. I really just can't wait to see what we get. It's almost like you're waiting 2 years for Christmas to come. The same thing with like Batman, Brave and the Bold. I read somewhere where the Robin that's actually a son, Damian Wayne, is going to be featured, introduced in this. So that pretty much, and I think somewhere I read where the Bat family is going to be involved. So this kind of moves Batman's timeline up. He's probably well established, and at least he's encountered Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul, because that's Ra's al Ghul's grandson and Talia's son with Bruce. So. To me, I just can't wait to see any of this. Swamp Thing, can't wait. I was thinking before all this announcement happened, I was wondering if I was able to find the Swamp Thing movie from back in the day, because I remember that the first one was a good film.
I got I think I got a DVD here. I found cheap I was in Bed Bath and Body Works, and they had not bad. What was it? What's the big
Bed Bath and Beyond?
Bed Bath? Nah, is that Bed Bath? Yeah, Bed Bath and Beyond. That's where I was in. And
they got Swamp Thing out of there.
It was just some little DVD bin on the side, and I found I think it's the first 2 seasons of the TV show.
Oh, okay.
Which was kind of interesting, man. It's not the greatest thing, but I still kind of like just the goofiness of it. But it's the same guy that played Swamp Thing, and it's almost the same.
Oh, Swamp Thing from the 80s, the TV show.
Yeah, the TV show.
I forgot about
back
that.
in the day.
I remember that show. I remember that was coming on USA Channel or something like that.
It was USA.
I forgot about that show.
I got it here, man. So I'll put it on sometimes. It's not the best quality over. They didn't bother anything. It's just bare bones. It's really really bad transfer and all that, but it was entertaining a little bit.
That's one character that they kind of forget about. Like when they talk about comic book films, Swamp Thing was there back in the day on all this, even the TV shows like the Lantern show. I can't wait to see that. John Stewart's like my favorite Green Lantern. Seeing the two of them being detectives on Earth, that should be interesting. Him and John Stewart, that should be pretty good.
I just feel great overall. It feels like adults are in charge now.
Yeah.
And I saw, and ever since yesterday, a lot of comments have been coming out by James Gunn, including, him saying that they're dedicated to the writing most of all, that they feel they want to lean into that to make these shows great, and that's cool, man. If they do that, then I think everything should come out great. But some of the other hints he's been dropping got me wondering, man, like he's talking like this Flash movie is going to be amazing. And I'm like, there is a possibility. Like, it's hard to separate that from all the crap that Ezra was doing up to this point. But the crazy thing would be also is if that film is awesome and you just realize, like, dang, dude, you try to mess all of this up. And like, oh man, I'm hyped for that still, despite and maybe that's what James Gunn meant to do too. It's like a thing. It's like, I want to get these people hype again. And I think this is work, man. I think it's going to help them go into these next couple years. These remaining 4 films that are coming out, they're probably going to get, at least people are going to go see them just because they're hype about the overall thing that James Gunn has got planned.
What are the 4?
I think he did say 4, but I couldn't think of the 4th one. But it was definitely Aquaman. We got Shazam 2 and The Flash and
Blue Beetle. Yeah, Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle. Yeah, Blue Beetle.
Okay.
Yeah, Blue Beetle's on the way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but The Flash kind of reboots everything, or brings us into new continuity, which is going to be cool. I really wanted to see these films. I've been waiting all year, and it's just so messed up that they just had to keep on setting them back like they did.
So I think we'll get 3 this year, and then Blue Beetle probably will go into 2024, and then maybe one of these TV programs goes out just to ease us into the 2025 for the Superman, and then we out of here.
Well, 2025, I read where the Superman Legacy and then the Matt Reeves Batman sequel is going to be, same year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because some of the stuff they announced, they didn't have dates for, but Superman definitely had a date. But yeah, that's cool, man. But yeah, go ahead and check out his announcement if you want more details. And like I said, there's a bunch of interviews coming out now and comments that he's made. So he's talking and working up the hype machine. So if you want more details,